That's all right. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I opened the wrong game. All right. That's better. That should do. Sorry about that. Okay. Here we are. Much better. Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys had a good week without me. Or at least an acceptable week without me. I know it's a tragedy anytime you have to go without seeing a friend. Or, internet what's the term? Parasocial relationship, something like that. Anyway, hi, good evening. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. It has been a little bit, but ready to get back into it. Tonight we are going to be doing some not side quests per se. We're going to be doing some stuff with Grandma, because Grandma needs a potion, which means we need to get back to Windfall Island, which also means that we need to go north here. Stonewater Island. That's nothing to do right yet. We have an unexplored island to get bait for there. We've got to go back to Windfall. We've got to pick up, I think, a red potion. We've got to sail all the way back down to Outset Island. Then we have to go to these big fancy 3 islands. Hey, base. Gotta go there. We got a lots to do. Lots to do. Let's do all of it. But otherwise, been busy. Things have been going on. That's all. All right. Anyway, so yeah, things we've been so there's been stuff going on. Things like we've been contemplating putting our oldest into school this year. We're leaning away from it. I think we're going to homeschool at least for this year. Continue to. This would be first grade, so we're going to continue to homeschool for at least this year, and we'll see where it goes from there. In no small part, just due to the dearth of good private school options around here, particularly Catholic school options. There is like in this, within like a 30 or 40 mile radius, there's like one Catholic school, and it is our old parish, which, ironic for being a parish with a school attached, was not particularly friendly to families with kids. So, hence it being our old parish, not our current parish. So there's that. There is another, what looks like a fantastic academy, we even call it. It is the. What's this? Alright, like one. Yeah, not around. I mean, it's difficult. That's all. Because she's a bit difficult. She has attention span issues. She has some like listening and behavioral like defiance type issues. Honestly, a lot of the things that I saw in me as a kid too, which being in a more structured environment might wind up being better for her. So we're playing it by ear. We're gonna see how it goes with a bit of a more structured curriculum. We're gonna get into some co-ops and things like that too. So we're gonna give the homeschool thing a good shot for her. And then, but if she really will wind up thriving better in a school kind of setting, I'm not entirely opposed to it. I am entirely opposed to just like public school or whatever, because that's run by Satan. And I mean that rather literally, but maybe we'll get into that later. The same people who put on the Olympics. Anyway, maybe we'll get into that later too. But no, the other option I was looking at, there's this, I forget what the school is called. But it's run by the Sisters of St. Thomas Aquinas, which is unfortunately a sedevacantist SSPX associated religious order. But it otherwise looks faithful and devotional and academically great, classical curriculum, the whole deal. and by nuns, etc. Pseudo nuns is the problem. So I don't know. I'd want to talk to my priest before I go sending our baby girl to a schismatic academy. But yeah, the option is somewhere. I don't know if it's on the table, but it's certainly near the table. Anyway, so not this year. We're gonna keep trying homeschool and stuff, that sort of thing. But it's yeah, we'll see. We'll see as the years go on. There's weird rings of light. Yes. There's a sign. There's treasure in the deep. Yeah. Yeah. There's the little not buried, sunken treasure indicators, which are nice. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is quite a fortified little reef here. Wow. All right. Oh, great. Oh, jeez. Freaking pea hats, man. Tingle Island. Yeah, I need to go northeast just a little bit. Slow down, bud. Okay. Right, there's Triangle Island. Honestly, I'm going to go over to Triangle Island. I'm going to put the first pearl in. It doesn't set anything into motion that cannot be undone, so I'm going to go put the first pearl in over there, which is what our actual main story quest objective is supposed to be right now, if you don't recall. We're putting the 3 pearls into that we got from the three temples, 2 temples in Jevon. There, and there. Oh yeah, Baze, no problem pinging the whole Discord. I didn't know you could do that either. I'm a little bit of a boomer when it comes to Discord. Honestly, Erica manages most of it, and thank God for her, because I don't quite know what I'm doing. So. But yeah, no, she manages most of it, and I did not realize that non-admins could ping everybody. But yes, you also did miss the opportunity for a Futurama reference, which I will do sometimes. Every once in a while, when I need to ping everyone, I will good news everyone. Just because, why would I not do that when the opportunity arises? Wait, there's a new season of Futurama on the horizon? Is that what you're saying? If so, that is bizarre and unexpected. I would have not known that. I had no idea of this. That's fascinating. Oh, hello. Huh? Wanderer traveling who seeks the guidepost of the goddesses, place the pearl you hold here. Din's pearl. Okay, I will. I have as a snack, some cracklins, which we, meaning Michael and I primarily, made, my 4-year-old, made a bunch of stuff today. We made some bacon jerky, which I also have over here somewhere. I might have a bit of. Made some cracklins with mushroom powder. Hey, no man. Good evening. They're in some. He chose the mushroom powder, and he helped out with making them. I made these for the purpose of reducing the fat out of them, and I made the fat in a mason jar into well, not made it into, but used it for garlic confit, which looks like it turned out great and smells like it turned out great. So we'll see. We'll see when I get to use it on stuff. But it's some delightfully fat-soaked garlic, which can't go wrong. I mean, you can go wrong, I guess, but probably not. 2 pearls remaining. Okay. Well, we're not going to do those just yet. We are instead going to Windfall. For a potion. Ah! Hello. Why are you here? It was picked up by Hulu. Oh, I heard about a new season. Wasn't that a couple of years ago? I didn't even realize it got made. I don't know. Futurama is one of those things that ended very, very well, and I'm hesitant to see it continued. You know, it was one of those where it might be a good idea to quit while you're ahead, because it's so rare that a TV show gets to complete its that it gets to end on a high note. Let's put it that way. Another show like that, which hopefully we're yet to see it, but it does seem to be ending on its own terms, is Cobra Kai, which I haven't seen the first half of the new season yet, of 7, I think it is. But it is, I think, reaching a natural endpoint. It's getting a little bit back to its roots. The show has an almost absurd problem with de-escalation. It has almost Dragon Ball Z levels of escalation, which, boy, basically every named character should have been arrested at least once. So, yes, let her in potion. Chew Jelly Juice Shop. I would like that. Oh, I already have one. No, thank you. No, I didn't wind up getting a deck of cards. I don't know. I still might. I don't... The thing is, it's one of those things that will probably just sit somewhere, you know? Which is unfortunate, because I don't play cards much, and, It's unfortunate primarily because it probably wouldn't get a ton of use, which is really disappointing, because I'd like for it to. Over here. Okay, fine. No, if you wish to speak to me over there. Okay, fine, the other over here. Fine. But you have the thing over there. Yes. You're the young master who purchased my sale. At last, with those funds, I've been able to open my stall. But I hate to say that my poor little stall isn't an instant success. In fact, it is rather deserted, I'm afraid to say. And I think this tragic turn of events is due to the fact that I don't have a wide enough lineup of products. For if I am to be fully honest, I only have one product. To put it another way, I think my stall would do much better if only I could stock rare items that people can't get here in town. Yes, that is what I need. Then I would make plenty of money. Not just plenty of money, it would be like taking candy from rich babies. No, not even that. By running a prosperous business, I can play my part to help this town develop and become a happy place. Yes, that is the proper perspective. But dear me, if only I had a younger partner to help me out. A real go-getter. Now that I take a longer look at you, I see that you have a fine delivery bag, do you not? Dear me, it is a bag fit for a hero of delivery. I have a small request, and it requires the use of that bag. A request? Oh dear me, I knew it, young master. I knew you would understand my plight. It is a rather long-winded explanation, but please take the time to hear me out. My stall is a kind of general store that makes its money by obtaining rare products at inexpensive prices and then selling them, with a reasonable markup, of course. It's most shops, but okay. However, because I have so few products to sell, the shop remains rather deserted. I will sell anything. I'm a master of the sale. I just need to get some new products. Could you not seek out traveling merchants and negotiate supply contracts with them for me? No. Don't look so frightened. I say contracts, but it's just a word. You do not have to do anything very difficult. All I need for you to do is trade one of my products for a new product the merchant has in stock. You see, among merchants, a trade is proof of a contract. That is to say, it is the merchant's oath. That is what we call it, yes. Merchants that have sworn a merchant's oath will afterwards sell their products to me. It's the way things work. So as you succeed in trading my product lineup will increase. Do you understand everything I've told you? Yeah, sure, perfectly. Yes, yes, young master, you are now my new salesman. No, no, scratch that. Starting today, you and I are partners. Dear me, yes. I give to you my proof of contract. In other words, this is my merchant's oath. Take it with you, my young partner. I got that thing. Town flower. Yeah, I can just, so it goes in those little slot things right there. So I can just put it right there if I want to. The first thing you need to do is take this to another traveling merchant and trade it for something to build on the foundation of my merchant's oath. As soon as you trade, the merchant you traded with will send his products to my shop, thereby increasing my product line, which will make me quite happy. Well, your new trading partners and the traveling merchants are waiting for you somewhere out there on the Great Sea. My dear, my expectations are high. Okay, cool. Well, I have the potion. I could just plop that thing somewhere. I think I probably have to trade this thing to Beetle, if I'm not mistaken. Among whoever else, I don't know. We'll see. All right. Yay! Let's go south. Oh yeah, I also have a root beer float in my what was never intended to be mine, but it's absolutely mine. This Paw Patrol cup. It's this has basically become my ordinary, average, everyday drinking vessel. Really. Not that my kids have any problem with it. Not that they also have much of a say-so in the matter, but they're perfectly fine with Dad having the cool Paw Patrol cup. And I'll say, okay, so I think that the Paw Patrol movie, the first one, less so the superpowers one, Mighty movie, Paw Patrol, I think it's the Paw Patrol Mighty movie, right? The first one, the Paw Patrol movie, is one of the most based kids shows I have ever seen, movies in particular. So for one, the heroes, group of heroes, are, wait, hold on. Do I have a treasure chart here? Is that what I'm about to get up to? No. Okay. I probably could have gotten that, but there's also Octos shooting at me. So the heroes are basically the privatized municipality, or privatized municipal services, let's call it, of a town called Adventure Bay. The Paw Patrol is basically the police, fire, sewage, trash, and cleanup, everything that are the public goods of a town, completely run privately. It is a privatized town, essentially. The main villain of the show is the dastardly mayor of the big city. So it has a sort of pastoral, anti-urban bent to it as well, which I love that. They get to the big city and everything is just like, oh, this is weird, I don't like it. This isn't like it is back home in Adventure Bay. That kind of thing. Now it's not like Adventure Bay is rural, but it's like a town, not a big city. It's really nice, and it's great to have this completely privatized municipal services kind of thing. It's great. Then the mayor is the bad guy. He's the villain. I mean, he's the villain of the whole show, but in particular, this one, Mayor Humdinger, is this this is a bizarre thing for me to be talking about, but here we go. He is the typification of that addendum to Heinlein's Razor. So Heinlein's Razor, or Hanlon's Razor, whatever you want to call it, Hanlon's Razor is never attribute to malice what can be adequately explained by stupidity. Heinlein's razor, Robert Heinlein, the sci-fi author, added to this and added to it, but never rule out malice. And I forget who it was that added another, another caveat or another addendum to it, which is that sufficiently advanced stupidity is indistinguishable from malice. Which is to say, if you are incompetent enough to do a significant amount of damage to the world around you, doing so and failing to recognize your incredible level of incompetence is in itself malicious. So basically, if you're stupid enough, simply being stupid and wielding that stupidity can only be described as malice. That's basically what this is saying, and I think it's absolutely right. Oh, that was silly of you. Why would you do that? There we go. I needed that. Nice. No treasure chest, though. Oh, yeah, it is. There it is. Cool. Oh, it's rupees. Yeah, this Mayor Humdinger is basically the typification of sufficiently advanced stupidity. Because he's purely in the political game for absolute self-aggrandizement and nothing more. He's there purely to stroke his own ego, and that's it. And that's, that's typical of politicians, though they're not usually as upfront about it as this, Saturday morning cartoon villain. The literal cartoon villain. So, well, but then further, his big bad guy plan is this wacky environmentalist scheme of controlling the weather. Now, he's specifically wanting to control the weather because he wants it to be nice out for his parties and festivals and civic services kind of stuff. It comes out at the end. There's this great little thing about how somebody asks Ryder, the human in charge of the Paw Patrol, how are we funding all this? He just looks directly at the camera and says, merchandising. It's like, oh man, if you could fund a city's municipal services entirely by merchandising, that is, as an anarchist, that's like a wet dream. That's spectacular. Oh shoot, there appears to be a tornado. I don't think I want to deal with that right now. Oh, I really could have just gone here. Oh well. Oh well, moving on. Moving right along. Anyway, though. Yeah, it's fantastic. Oh, and the other hilarious thing, there's a journalist, the major journalist of this adventure city, the city they go to. His last name is Muckraker. Art. Eye art. That's what that is. Anyway, I was just thinking about that again because of the. I didn't even watch it today. I watched it the other day though, and this really stuck in my mind. How it's also genuinely it's a good movie too. It's got an actual good plot structure and everything. The second one not as much. It's very it feels like a very special episode of the TV show kind of thing. The first one is movie-like. Almost back to Grandma. We will stop by Beetle Shop Ship 2. if he wants to buy this plant. You want it? I can't buy that. I only buy things that fit in a spoils bag. Don't you have anything else? I do, but thought you'd want this. Oh well. No, I don't need a holy pear. No. I need more bait. That'll do us. Bye! Bye! I love you, Beetle. Never change. Alright. We're much closer. That's better. Thank you for taking me over here. To Granny's house. I honestly don't exactly know where to bring that. By which I mean I just don't remember. I remember this whole quest line, and it was really good. It's one of the it's one of the better Legend of Zelda trading quests. If only because this world is so spread out, it really gives you the impression of setting like global networks of trade and stuff, you know. Hey, Grandma. Oh. I know, you're poor Grandma. How about here? No, what? What? All that. All that. Really? What do I need to give her? I don't get it, man. Okay, well, never mind, I guess. Figure it out eventually. Well, let's go do the Triforce bits. Sorry, it's spoiler? The game is 30 years old at this point. It's not a spoiler. Sorry, 23 years old at this point. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Straight there. Anyway. Yeah. Oops. Well, that's annoying. Shall we? Tremendous, colossal waste of time, but at least we got to sail the beautiful Great Sea and have a nice chat about Paw Patrol, among other things. So, yeah, so a couple of other things as well have come up, obviously, in the last couple of weeks. Not the freaking tornado again. I mean, there's obviously the Olympic opening ceremony, Last Supper ordeal, and I will say Last Supper ordeal, because I'm not dumb or deluded. So the NPC storyline is that it was supposed to be the Festival of Dionysus, which was, like, in terms of art history, was itself a derivative work of Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper. Because that piece of art that it's alleged to have been modeled after came, like, 200 years later or something. So, yeah. Let me see if this beetle will buy this. Probably not. Nope, okay. Worth a shot. Oh well. But yeah, but that aside, and more fundamentally, it's the line is that I, I, silly Christian me, I'm very, very unsophisticated and don't know my art history, and so I absolutely don't know what I'm talking about with respect to what what piece of art this is referencing. Which, oh yeah, see, this is the problem. No, stop. I don't want to talk to you, King of the Red Lions. I'm not going to do the voice either. Come on. Okay. Yeah, undeterred by the rising tide of Ganon's evil designs, I know there's a bunch of Octos firing at me. Please stop. I did not intend to talk to you, and I can't make it go faster. Go. Wait, one of them just shot another one. Well, that was epic. Anyway. Jesus. Well, that was annoying. Anyway, so. That's what I was saying. The NPC line is basically that this was supposed to be a Bacchanalia, Feast of Dionysus. That was the whole thing, and that the blue guy with his balls hanging out was just a figure of Dionysus, which maybe that, I guess, but also, if you look at it, first of all, it is very clearly modeled after the classical painting of the Last Supper. The title of the work of the performance, I guess, right? The title of the performance is La Scène de la Seine, or something. It literally means the scene of the Last Supper on the River Seine. And it's scene, supper, and River Seine are all pronounced the same in French. And so, haha, it's a pun. Get it? Which I appreciate. I love a good pun. I really do. I don't love a good blasphemy, though. That's the difference, really. Oh, hello. There you go. I think it's du la Seine. I forget. I don't speak French, so in any case, it is a pun in French. Like, that's what the title is. The title says that it's representation of the Last Supper. I choose to believe my my enemies when they tell me that they are my enemies. Like, I'm sorry. The principle of charity only applies when there is some ambiguity present. When it's very clear. All right. No, still northeast. So. Oh, jeez. No. These little bastards. All right. I'm gonna go directly east and then north. I'm actually gonna go a sort of zigzag so I can open more map squares. Anyway, though, yeah, the principle of charity says that you should always choose the most charitable interpretation that's reasonably possible when you're figuring out what somebody means. But when someone says, "No, I don't mean the thing that you think I mean the obviously bad thing, or the obviously false thing, or the obviously stupid thing," but no, that's absolutely what I mean, you should believe them, right? Sometimes it is in fact charitable to agree that someone is wrong when they tell you that they're wrong, right? So that's essentially the principle of charity does not require us to assume that someone is lying about their motives or what they mean. That's what I'm getting at. I want seagulls. Huh. I don't think it's an octo, a big octo, but maybe. Anyway. Yeah, so yeah, since seeing as uh the writers of this performance say that it means the Last Supper, I choose to believe them. So yeah, very clearly a mockery of the Last Supper. Now maybe this is the other thing. Maybe it is in some way combined with symbolism of a bacchanalia. Okay, cool. That's worse. It's taking it's it's almost it's fascinating in a sense. And I know Jonathan Michaud has a stream that's entirely about this. I know he's going to talk about probably this in particular, but it's a kind of symbolic inversion, which I'm always on the lookout for. I love those things, and I hate them when they're bad, when it's inverting a good symbol. But it's almost like an inversion of the process of the baptism of pagan cultures. It's sort of it's an attempt to repaganize what is Christian or what has been Christianized, right? So if we take the Eucharist to be a baptism of the Passover, then it would be a sort of repaganization of it. It's a Julian the Apostate kind of action or kind of performance, right? It's trying to take something that is fundamentally Christian and try and supplant it or reinterpret it or corrupt it into something pagan, or at least into something hedonic. Right? Not hedonic, hedonistic. It's different. Um, or like the other example of this sort of thing would be like the what was it, the festival Sol Invictus that was put on December 25th ish, to try and like sway Christians away around the time of Julian the Apostate. It's that kind of thing, you know. So it's worse. Like I said, it's more blasphemous, not less, if it's also a combination of the Last Supper with a Bacchanalia. Private Oasis. Oh, this is cool. This is a cool island. You have to do a lot to unlock this place, but um, Nomad says honestly, they try to be so innovative and evocative, but the blasphemy is just getting kind of annoying and boring. Evil is so banal. It really is. It really is, and that's the thing. Like, I know a lot of boring and uninteresting people find evil like fascinating and think villains are just so cool. And there's class, there's sophistication to being a villain. I'm like, not really. Um, not really. I'll defer to Chesterton, who said something along the lines of um, how how incredibly boring and similar all the great villains are, and how spectacularly novel and different are all the saints. And that is to say that there are a plethora of ways to be good, because there are a plethora of ways to be, but there's only one way to be evil, and it's to just degrade and corrupt what's already there, and it's to fall towards the singular point, the singularity of non-being. So yeah, when you're gonna corrupt something wonderful, it's gonna be stupid and it's gonna be boring, because of course it is. That's why all the crappy media adaptations we've been getting lately are so samey and so boring and so indistinguishable from each other. It's why it's why there's like so many of the same criticisms apply to a lot of these like really bad adaptations and things to like if you look at the like what would it be, the fandom menace, I guess, the media criticism sphere on YouTube, the I guess call it right wing, I guess, media criticism sphere of YouTube. There's a reason that they all criticize all of these things in roughly the same way, and it's not just because it's this sinister cabal of people. It's just because it's evil. It's bad, and everything bad kind of turns into the same shit. It's not like it turns into some kind of very special and different shit. It's just shit. All right, so tell me, small fry, have you heard of the golden set of triumph forks? There's a Triforce chart in that house. Okay. I know I can't get in yet. I am gonna check it out though. I know I can't get in yet, but I do want to check it out. It is one of the coolest little islands, like non-story, or at least non-major story islands in the Great Sea. Yeah, check it out. It's got a little pond with a little boat, a little lounge chair. Oh, and it's got a Korok. That's neat. I'll have to come back here for that eventually. If and when I do that quest, I'll have to come back for it. Oh, what are you looking at? Whoa, ho! One flying seagull. Two flying seagulls. I see more seagulls. 8 seagulls. Do you know? I don't. No, that's not it. I don't see any seagulls, so... Okay. I don't believe you. This is Marie's cabana. Oh. Oh, you need to bring her a bunch of joy pendants, don't you? He says, this is because modern people are so far removed from genuine paganism, they don't understand how off-putting and even frightening it is. Yes. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Don't touch me with those filthy hands, you mischievous little scamp. This cabana belongs to the master and the master alone. You grimy trespassing scoundrel. Away with you! Away, I say! Okay. Can I sneak stonk in somehow? I know it's sort of luring me in underneath here. Gotta be a little way to crouch and shimmy on in. Right? Can I get under that? No. Aha! Aha! Yeah. It's also, though, as I've said before, they don't even really know how to do paganism either. It's not that they don't realize how off-putting and sinister and overall just sort of gross paganism is. It's that they have created something they call neo-paganism, but in the image of post-Christianity, right? So it's not even that they're doing paganism and that it's gross and we shouldn't want to do that. Which, yeah, sure, true, fine. It's more than that. It's also that they can't imagine what genuine paganism was or even can be. And I've said this in, what was it, in my lecture on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and how when they try and make a story about a pagan character, Thor in particular in this case, what they wind up making is a Christ figure. Because of course they do. That's what a hero is to everyone in every post-Christian society. The vision of the hero and the vision of Christ are so intimately tied that there's no way to envision a hero to our popular imagination that isn't a Christ figure. Uh-oh. I don't want to get slurped up. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can get this. Yay! On sort of the opposite end, though, it's also difficult to intentionally blaspheme the kind of thing that they're obviously trying to do, right? But it's a little bit difficult to just do that in a way that isn't just mocking Christianity in particular. Like, yeah, you can try and do blasphemy kind of thing, right? And you can try and do it in a uniquely pagan sort of way. You can try and, we're gonna make this a bacchanalia, and it's gonna show those Christians that we're cool and hedonistic and pagan. Yeah, the pagan roots of the Olympics, blah blah blah. Yeah, but no, you're not. What you're actually doing is you're just mocking Christianity. You're doing nothing but mock Christianity. It doesn't even look like you're doing anything other than mocking Christianity, which is why we all recognize exactly what's going on and why this looks exactly like. Is it? Let's check my chart. Why it looks exactly like the Last Supper, and that they're just mocking the Last Supper, because they are. Because they don't know what a bacchanalia should be. Because how could they? It's so radically alien to the now post-Christian society that it doesn't make sense to them. So what they're going to do is they're going to take Christian symbolism and they're going to turn it on its head and say, haha, we've done a paganism. But they haven't. They've done a Christianity upside down. Nice. Can I even fit that? Damn. Alright, well. There's no fish around here. Whoop. Is that it? No. Alright, well. I can't get the chart for this one yet. Could go north. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go here. Eastern Triangle Island. Nomad says that's what I've thought. It doesn't seem possible to divorce ancient paganism from their cultures. I mean, maybe. Maybe you're right that ancient paganism is so intrinsically tied to the cultures that it inhabited that you can't quite imagine it without it. But I hesitate to say you can't divorce them because we know the opposite's possible. You absolutely can have these ancient classical cultures without paganism because we did that. I mean, we turned Greek, Roman, Norse, Egyptian, Sub-Saharan African. We turned all of these cultures Christian. We took out the paganism. We divorced them from their pagan roots in a really significant sense. And they remained to a large degree what they are. Now, not completely. They underwent some serious change, but not I don't think substantial change. I still think that you know, Christian Greek culture, say under Orthodox Greek culture, let's say, is still roughly the same, or at least contiguous culture with classical Greek culture. I think that why you can't go backwards on this journey is because the journey has a direction to it. Right? The reason that you can't just say, enough of this Christianity stuff, let's just go back to being pagan, and have paganism and not neo-paganism, which is really just post-Christianity. The reason is that this journey from animism to paganism to monotheism to Christianity really is a forward-facing journey. It is an improvement. It is reaching further and closer towards the truth. And so to try and get back behind all of that progress, it's trying to put the cat back into the bag, and you can't do it. You just can't. Right? It doesn't make sense going in that direction. So because it is a genuine development, to undevelop doesn't make sense. It doesn't make cultural sense. We can't wrap our minds around it. Yeah, like you said, it's a one-way thing. Nomad says the paganism is kind of built on the culture, but I guess you could wipe out the pagan religion without wiping out the culture. Or you can develop the religion because paganism ultimately develops into Christianity, as we've seen. You just need a few little insertions of revelation and enough um, moral, metaphysical, and theological development, and you're at Christianity. Or at least, excuse me, at least you're at proper monotheism, and then revelation gets you to Christianity. Like, that's the thing. Even by Socrates' time, but certainly by the time of the New Testament, Athens, if not all of Greece, but even realistically most of Greece, was basically monotheistic in the philosophically robust sense. Right? Maybe they believed in the gods, but they believed in a god above the small g gods. And they might not have even believed in the small g gods anymore. It was really just Zeus, or the god of the philosophers, or Hotheos, the god. Right? It wasn't like they believed wholeheartedly in the Homeric pantheon as the ultimate for the sake of which, so to speak. That was way in the past, and that transition was more or less started by Socrates, if you really look at it. Um, so, I mean, yeah, paganism will eventually develop into something more like monotheism, and then just get a little bit of revelation in there, and there you go, you got Christianity. Base says if feminists hate patriarchy now, just wait. Yeah, yeah. I see. That's the thing. I don't think they would hate patriarchy. I don't even think feminists would hate patriarchy. They would only hate patriarchy only insofar as they like patriarchy, proper patriarchy, like ordering of a society, um, with men uh, taking a leadership but also protective role over and for women. They forget that women were held up higher and as more important than men in patriarchal cultures. So, yeah, why would they be opposed to that? They wouldn't be, except insofar as they have these weird egalitarian impulses that show up from the sort of post-Christian, um, postmodern thing we've got going on. No man speculates, or maybe Christianity can use the truths that they did discover as a way to build itself in the culture. Because most cultures probably have discovered some truths, even if incomplete. Yeah, and that's just that's Paul's letter to shoot. Which letter is it? Oh no, it's in Acts. It's in Acts of the Apostles. That's it. Where Paul's preaching at the Areopagus about the shrine to the unknown God and come let us reason together. That all that stuff. There you go. There you go. Vetus et ratio is an encapsulation of all of this. That, yeah, we can take the true knowledge that they've actually gained, and I will say that Christianity being this kind of amalgamation of Athens and Jerusalem is true because Greek philosophy contributed to a lot of the precise philosophical and theological clarity that we have, um, that wasn't really present in Second Temple Judaism, not nearly to the degree that it is in even relatively early Christianity, and it's because of that let's say appropriation of Greek philosophy. All right, I believe this is a big cutscene, so let's check this out before we continue on. I could be wrong though. All right. Yep, here we go. Huh. Oh no. World's flat. Look at it. Look at it. At those distances, they wouldn't be able to see each other. I'm just saying. Sorry. Cool. I think this is in fact the next dungeon. Then I couldn't remember if it was like the actual dungeon here or if there was something else first. There might be something else first, but I think that's actually it. This tower, with which the pearls of the gods have caused to appear, is a place that the gods of the ancient world prepared so that they might test the courage of men. Only one who is able to overcome the trials that await here will be acknowledged by the gods as a true hero. Only then will that hero be permitted to wield the power to destroy the great evil. Link, that which you must obtain now lies before you. You must believe in your own courage, which has led you to triumph over the many hardships you have faced. You must triumph once again. You must rise above the trial of the gods. Let's go! Let's go. Whoa. Flat Earth proven in Wind Waker, can't believe it. Yep, 100%. So Nomad also said, I've seen many hold that it was divine providence that Greek philosophy developed so close to where Christianity was born. Like the idea. I go, I don't know if further than that, but I go differently than that. Maybe parallel to it. And I tend to think of Socrates as a sort of prophet. Okay. Wait, I can bomb those walls, I bet. I bet I can bomb those walls. Yup. Man. What's all that? Interesting. Yeah, Socrates is a prophet. I can see it. I mean, all you have to do is posit that what he took to be his daimon, the voice in his head that told him what not to say, basically. You just need to posit that was some manner of manifestation of the Holy Spirit, and there you go. You've got it. Socrates was a prophet. I'm kind of on board with it, you know? I don't necessarily think that it's the case. I'm not committed to it too hard. But if you look at Socrates developing a lot of the sort of... He develops a great deal of... He develops... Hey, I didn't know you could do that. He develops Greek paganism very much into monotheism, like I said, in an almost unique way. And it's a lot of that development was a lot of why he was put to death. Like if you read the apology with this in mind, he talks about, in the voice of Plato, to be fair, but he talks about when he's talking about obeying the commands of the god. Okay, the god, and the definite article is there in Greek. Okay? That's crucially important. Um, it's implied he's talking about Apollo, because he's talking about the oracle at Delphi, that oracled, prophesied if you want, that he was the wisest man in all of Greece. And so what he was doing was he was trying to prove the prophet right by confronting people who were thought to be wise, who thought themselves wise, yada yada yada. Read the Apology; it's really good. But if that's the case, there's also this other thing too, where that, and let's put bombs here. There we go. That it's not quite as simple as, oh geez, Socrates was serving the god Apollo. There's more to it than that. Because of that terminology, Hotheos, which I mentioned before, that turned into, around the time of Socrates and shortly after, turned into a term specifically for the god of monotheism, rather than the traditional pantheon of polytheistic gods, right? So when you refer to Hotheos in classical Greek, and then further in Koine Greek, this develops further, you're not referring to a particular god with a small g. You're referring to God, that than which no greater can be conceived, the God. And so the distinction here is when he's saying over and over again that I'm doing the will of the God, the will of the God, the will of the God, the God. He's, okay, fine. To the audience, he's referring to Apollo. But he's also, like, really clearly not just referring to Apollo. He's probably not referring to Apollo at all. He's probably referring to the god. Like, God. And so if we take that seriously enough, what we wind up with is Socrates believed in God, and he introduced the idea to the ancient Greeks. Ooh, nice. I seem to be on fire. Yeah, very on fire. Ouch. Yeah, definitely give the Apology a read. Hold on. Let me write this down because I have a lecture on the Apology. To be fair, it's also one about Socrates trolling, and that I think that's what he's doing. Or actually, no. It's one about, I think it's one about political subversion, where he gets his enemies to expose themselves, and it's almost a kind of Christus Victor archetype. Fascinatingly, I don't need any rupees, so never mind. What's this? Is this the bow? Oh, about to get the best item. No, it's the compass. That's still good though. It's still good. But yeah, read the Apology. I'll see if I can find the text of it to like send or whatever. I know these come alive, and I just don't remember how. Nice. Nice jump, Link. Also, yes, I will agree. The intense tone of the music fits. It's the Tower of the Gods, after all, so yeah, it fits. All right, let's see what's over there. What is this? There's this nice little place to drown. Oh, it's a door. Okay, it's got a door. There's another door up there, but I'm going to try this door, the underwater some of the time first. Man. This is one of the more complex dungeons in this game, so we'll see if we finish it tonight. I got a good amount of time, so probably, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll see how we do. Puzzles. Very puzzly. Oh, jeez. I don't want you there. Oh, jeez. It's also not good. There we go. That's better. Need that. Okay, so I think I know what I need to do. And it's... Okay. This. This will allow me to get up into there. I think I need to do. Maybe I don't need to, but we'll see. I can also move around those other ones, which will be important. It's the map, maybe? There we go. Nice. I also forgot that this is absolutely one of the Zelda games where money is not an issue. Oh, wow. Okay. That's good. There we go. Got him. Yep, Shadow Wizard, Tower of the Gods. Here we go. I forget how to do this. That's great. Maybe that. Did that work? Or did it destroy the... Ah, jeez! Okay, I need to bring over another crate now. Come on, faster. Okay. A testing ground, suitable only for the chosen hero. Yes, also, yeah, love the music. Nicely atmospheric. I'm actually that's the thing now. I'm back in DMing mode for D&D. So I'm back in the place of kind of always keeping a lookout for good music to use. And this is pretty good. This is pretty good. I don't exactly know what I would use it for in my campaign, but I might think of something. I'll probably think of something. Probably think of something good. Alright, over here. Hey, what? No! Guess I'll wait. Yeah, the apology is probably one of my favorite um, Platonic dialogues. Or I guess I should say Socratic dialogues, technically, but... Dialogues of Plato. Favorite of Plato's dialogues. Gotcha. Nothing? Hmm. I see. Plato's your favorite philosopher? He might be mine. It's kind of a normie answer, to be maybe overly harsh, but... Like saying your favorite food is bread. But, you know, bread is my third favorite food, so... Yeah. There we go. And now we wait. Yeah, Plato is... I don't know if he is my favorite philosopher. He's certainly one of my favorite philosophers, without a doubt. Parmenides is one of the most misunderstood philosophers of all time. Maybe. And yeah, it might be a normie answer, but that's a good reason for it to be one. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, a lot of times, a normie answer is... it might just be the right one. When a lot of people agree on something, that isn't a reason to think that it's false. That is probably more of a reason to think it's true. For example, my favorite superhero is Superman. So, there you go. Call me boring, but you're wrong. Superman is absolutely my favorite superhero, for the same reason that a lot of people's favorite philosophers played it. Some of the same reasons, at least. Like, reasons such as, he's kind of the one that started it all. And then also, he's supremely virtuous, or at least has a great understanding of virtue in the case of Plato. So there you go. And yeah, I think, Shadow Wizard, you're right. He says it's obvious, I assume sorry. I think it's obvious that there is more than just the physical world, and Plato speaks a lot about ideas and concepts. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And he does the thing that a lot of classical, even pre-Socratic philosophers did, which was he tried to come up with what is the fundamental nature of reality. And most of the pre-Socratics came up with ideas like certain types of matter, right? Atoms, or a certain element, or ether, or whatever. Plato came up with ideas. Ideas, forms, if you will, are the most fundamental aspect of reality. Ooh. Okay. Now, if I move this way a little bit, and then pull it this way a little bit, that'll do, right? I think, and I hope. Nice. Bates agrees Superman's the greatest? Absolutely. I mean, look, if you don't agree with me, Or with us, I guess you should say. If you don't agree with us, watch or read. Okay, I'll say watch or read because there is an adaptation. There's a movie adaptation of it, and it's actually one of the really good movie adaptations of the comic book. The comic book issue, I think it might have been a standalone. But the comic was What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way. The movie adaptation was called Superman versus the Elite, which is way less creative of the name. But excellent. One of the best comic book adaptation films that there is. And one of the great Superman stories. And it's one of those stories that will really... it exemplifies what is so great about Superman. See you, Nomad. See you either later tonight or next time. Either way. Yeah, right. So, Shadow Wizard, we experience the world around us through immaterial ideas and concepts which exist outside of physical reality. Yeah, there's no other way to conceptualize concepts as a physical thing. And there's no way to conceptualize thought without concepts. Or thought or experience, either way, but I prefer to lean more towards thought than experience, per se, when it comes to those sorts of things, but, oh, no, I didn't want to talk to you. Power of the Gods, even, okay. Yeah, I know. I must borrow the Power of the Gods. Cool. Oh, jeez. How do I do this? Excuse me. Hey, hiccuped. Huh. I need a uh-oh. I'm now surrounded. Is it back here? Huh. Something's gotta be back here, right? You have what in mind? A way that we can understand thought without reference to immaterial concepts? Or... I don't think you can do that, but maybe. It's been tried a lot, and it's been a problem for a lot of philosophers. Come on. There we go. Woo! Ah, look! You made stairs. How nice. Hey. Hey, look, rupees I don't need. The human mind is interesting. There's almost nothing we can't do as a species. Nothing we haven't figured out so far. There probably are limits on the human mind, don't get me wrong. If only its finitude, both in time and conceptualization. But I think you're generally right. It might be something like there are limits to what any given human mind can do. Simply because a mind is limited to one, I don't know, process of thought at a time, that kind of thing. Rainbow Bridge flashbacks, yeah. Well, it is a Nintendo game, so design philosophies and all that. But yeah, it's, but I do think that it's one of those things that the human mind is not... It's not infinite, but it is unlimited. And now I'll also say that for a lot of philosophers that's the same thing, but I think they're wrong. Oh. Oh. Ah! No! Yeah, so the body has limits, but the mind does not. It's eternal, everlasting, and pure. I wouldn't say eternal. Everlasting, yes. Eternal, no. Because the mind does find itself in time, whether corporeally or not, I would say. The way that our mind works is, in fact, sequentially, which is very different from the divine mind, the mind of God, that sort of thing. And so I would say that... Oh, jeez, forgot that. That's not good. Gotcha. That did nothing. Where's the other rat? I knew there was another rat. Oh, jeez. Really? Pretty darn quick. Okay. Okay, what is down there? Is it nothingness? It's nothingness. Okay, great. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, that is one of those little, like, micro pet peeves that scholastics often have. Like, broadly speaking myself. That it's easy to think of the mind as eternal, but it's easy to think of eternal and endless as the same thing. But they are importantly different. I mean, the human persons are naturally endless, but not naturally, or they're immortal insofar as they're endless, but not insofar as they're eternal. The same even in a sense, applies to angels. Angels are also not eternal, but they are, they're aveternal, which, at least if you ask Aquinas, which is complicated, is what it is. Never mind. You know what? I'm just gonna say never mind, because I didn't feel like getting into the philosophy of time tonight. Which is bizarrely ironic, given that we're playing a Zelda game. I should be always ready to get into the philosophy of time when we're playing a game like this, but... It just so happens that I know a great deal about the philosophy of time, relatively speaking, even relative to a lot of philosophers. But that I don't like it. It makes my head hurt. In fact, one of the longer videos on this channel, which is like a full hour long, give or take, is about the philosophy of time in Marvel's Loki, which has a really, really bad view of time, like almost comically bad. So, yeah, there's that. Jellies. That isn't gonna stop partway, is it? No. Maybe. I still need to look at what's down there. There might be, like, a swing swung thing thong. Oh no, there's an eye for me to shoot. Okay, so this is where I'm about to get the bow. I'm about to get the bow. Nice. Shadow Wizard, there's Faley said there's no difference between the living and the dead. What do you mean by this? As best I understand it, it's that what that I'm not an expert on Thales. I can't say with certainty. I think I might need to look at. I might also need to look at the context. What the heck? That's weird. Huh. Seeker of the Goddess's Guidepost, press hard to call me and guide me to my place of truth. Okay. Maybe two sides of the same coin. Maybe it's more like that. Maybe it's not two sides of the same coin, but rather more like a oneness of all things kind of thing, right? That whether living or dead, we still remain part of the same sort of cosmic whole or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. That I don't know. It does strike me as a bit odd, bit of an odd thing to say, you know. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Gotta guide it this way, don't I? Come on! Hmm. Where's your sacred place? Let me read this again. Guide me to my place of truth. Okay, place of truth. Not sacred place. Place of truth. Place of truth. What's that mean? Ooh, that's nasty. That's close. It's gotta be this, right? But how? Oh, I know. I'm just dumb. Here. I can pick you up if I'm over here. Here we go. I can just hop. Oh, no. This is not my first playthrough. Definitely not. It is, however, my first playthrough in about 15 years. So I have forgotten a great deal about this game. But yeah, like I said, I haven't played this game in a good long while. So I'm not coming at it fresh. I'm coming at it with nostalgia. The only Zelda games I haven't played were Wand of Gamelon, perhaps obviously, and any others? The newest two, just the Switch ones, I think. I forget which one. I only played one of Oracle of Seasons and Ages. I think it was Ages, not Seasons. So there's that. Yeah, 15 years. Yeah, I'm guessing it's 15 years, give or take. The last time I played this was probably around like, yeah, it must have been like, God, it might have even been even more than 15 years. Probably it was like 2005 or 6. I think I replayed it a few years after it came out. Like I beat it once right away. I did replay it a couple of years later, like with the New Game Plus, with the magic armor and the pajamas and stuff. Markings that indicate specific directions. Let's see what that is. I forget what this is. This is the control thing. It's to control the statues, I think, but I forget how it works. The command melody. Cool. My kin await me beyond the doors. Control them and guide them to their places of truth to open the path to the gods. Okay. Alright, let's do it. Let's actually switch that and put you there. I already went to you. You're thingy. Over here. Is there hearts? Aha, good. Yeah, like I said, it's been a good while. I'm here. I'm here. Gotcha. Oh. Hey, come here. Come here. Fine, wish me luck. Can't reach it. On fire. Damn. Thought I'd get it, but no. Nice. Okay, I have to get those over here somehow. Okay. I studied history and philosophy in college, mostly for fun. I mean, that's what anyone studies history and philosophy for. Studying history and philosophy for profit is not, from experience, terribly lucrative. But yeah, history and philosophy were my two majors in college, so... I double majored in undergraduate with history and philosophy. I got my master's in philosophy, but then I've also been taking like I do it right now. It's been a while, but I also took a great deal of history and religious studies classes as well, so I can cross-list classes, so I can teach across different disciplines for more interdisciplinary focus kind of thing. So, okay, so you can. So Shadow Wizard says you can't have history without philosophy. You can't have philosophy without history. I think the latter is probably closer to true. Princess, what do you want? Link is either. Okay. I'm afraid there are some areas which you will not be able to bring the servants of the tower. But do not fear leaving them behind. Once you have awakened them, they will wait patiently for your return. Of this I assure you. Okay, let's go. Oh wait, I know what to do. I will pick up my little servant. They're such cutesy little statues. Okay, of all the bizarre little, like, Etsy-style merch that I would love to have, these little statue duders, I love them. I love these little guys. They're so cool. Yeah, I think you could. I think you can study either of them independently. Studying philosophy will help you make sense of history, and studying history will help you contextualize philosophy. Um, I think that they help each other, but they're not necessarily. Um, they're not so interreliant as such that one without the other is pointless. I wouldn't say it's pointless. I wouldn't say you can't have one without the other. I would say that you can't do one well, or nearly as well, without the other. Gotcha. Whew. I get him. Nice. I will say, though, that any other discipline is helped by philosophy as well. Like, and also there are a lot of other disciplines as well that will help with philosophy. For example, a lot of my philosopher colleagues are woefully ignorant about some other subjects, and it's a problem. I will say as well, I am woefully ignorant about a few subjects, and it's a bit of a problem sometimes. I know nothing about most of the hard sciences, and it can be an issue. If only that I have a bad tendency to disrespect the sciences in my own research, unfortunately, and it's a tendency I try to avoid, but it happens when I just shoot the breeze, right? I'm not thinking all that carefully about that in particular. But a big one, the bow, just about my favorite. Wizard saying it's like saying you can't have math without science. You can't have science without math. Yeah, more or less. I'll say more or less because maybe. They are heavily interreliant, especially as the fields are conducted today. Let me put it that way. Really? There we go. Got him. This is probably a bad way of doing this. Yep, I was right. That was unwise. Oh, I am gonna need the grappling hook, aren't I? Okay. What? Oh. Well, I should have paused for a moment before dropping. Oh well. Shadow Wizard says, my favorite branch of philosophy is probably metaphysics. Just figuring out the nature of our own existence and why we're here to begin with. Yes, fair. There's a great appeal to metaphysics. I really do like metaphysics. But I tend to... I probably... I like everything in between metaphysics and ethics. Oh, hello. Oh god, that was really close to disaster. Huh. And now suddenly they awaken. You too? No, you're not going to awaken. Okay, just one. But I think I generally like meta ethics. Probably. It's hard to really settle, you know? I like metaphysics, I like ethics, and I like where they intersect at meta ethics. I like both of them. I've never gotten too much into epistemology. To be fair, I've taught it, so I've gotten into it to some degree, but I've never gotten that deep into it. It never interested me as much as the other branches. Bombs, huh? Okay. Hey, statues. Any of you waking up at me? No? Good. This is that set of scales where I have to place one of the baddies. There. Great. Excellent. Okay. Ah! Interesting. Shadow Wizard says, Buddhists tend to believe there's no reason to ask these questions because it will ultimately lead to more suffering in the end. Questions only lead to more questions. I studied Buddhism for 8 years, and more recently I started studying Christianity. Yeah, I don't... maybe I can... No? Okay. Do I need to bring my buddy here or something? Do I need to conduct the song? Yeah, okay. That's right. Okay, cool. Ah! I don't think I need literally anything, so whatever. What is this? Yeah, I don't tend to like call it religious or philosophical systems or anything like that that tend to be not to sound dismissive, but something like anti-intellectual. The purpose of which, or at least a purpose of which, seems to be the stifling of careful examination, or the stifling of philosophical examination. I'm not a fan of that sort of thing, broadly speaking. Really? I really need to tweak these controls a little more. There's one. Oh my god, does it include the Archer's Paradox? There we go. Did you see that? I don't know if you saw that. It looks to me like the arrow is curving. Over far enough distances, it looks like the arrow is curving. That was close. bombs. I don't need those. What do you... Need arrows. Yeah, I was gonna think boss key or something, but I guess not. There's arrows. That's what I need. One of the things I needed. But I will say, I mean, Buddhism has honestly a fair reason for... Oh, come on. A fair reason for avoiding careful examination of things, blah, 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 that sort of thing. But I'll tell you one that doesn't is evangelical Christianity is really, really bad about that sort of thing. It seems, at least to me, kind of from the outside at least, but this seems to be the case even from what I've heard from people who are sort of within it or have been within it. That there's a kind of innate suspicion of reason, and that strikes me as outright blasphemy, because reason is God. John 1. The Logos was God. Ooh, here we go. Okay. Ah, excellent. There's supposed to be a chest here. Isn't there? Where is it? Parmenides said, "Let reason alone be your guide to the truth." Yeah. Now, I would not quite say reason alone, just like I wouldn't say faith alone. Right? I do think that we need. Oh, excuse me. We do need to rely on faith in some ways and to some degree, if only insofar as we cannot reason through everything on our own. Right? We don't have the cognitive resources to... Oh, there it is. Silly me. There we go. We don't have the cognitive resources, so to speak, to reason out everything about everything. We do have to rely on trustworthy sources of information, which is what faith ultimately is. Now, determining what is worthy of faith, that's an aspect of reason as well. So, okay. Should I risk it? I'm gonna risk it. That was a bad idea. Shouldn't have done that. Whatever, I just need to get out, so that's fine. I'll take the half a heart damage. Okay. But yeah, I wouldn't say reason alone any more than faith alone. Now. There a thing. Oh, I know what I can do. God, there's a thing I can do with this. Yeah. It assumes that that Link is exactly as heavy as one of those iron statues. Which seems a little absurd to me, but whatever. Faith is what kept people going for years and years, despite how hard life was. Definitely necessary. I mean, yes, I tend to think of faith, again, in a more philosophically precise sense, that it's not believing without evidence or anything like that. It's believing, it's the courage to maintain one's belief in the face of difficulty. Right? To trust in someone or something, even though there is not a strictly rational... Really? Okay. Can I just call it? No. How about now? Maybe. Huh. No. Okay. That ain't it. Oops, wrong button. That's fine. No, that didn't wake it up. No, huh? Okay, I didn't think that was going to work, but it was worth trying. Okay. So. Can I push this? Is this a block I can push? No. I have an idea. Oh, okay. I missed it, that's all. I've ever seen the Saw movies. They're very philosophical in nature, and people don't seem to realize it. I can see why. I have not seen them. I'm not a big horror fan, especially especially the horror slasher movie kind of thing. Not really my thing. But I can see why. There is a lot of complex decision theory involved. Of things like moral dilemmas. All of which is philosophically very interesting, especially from to do with ethics, which is what I have been mostly focusing on lately because I've been teaching it a lot. Aha, you can't harm me, laser beams. Neat. A whiz robe? Ah, really? Got him, boss. I would very much like that. Art. Or it goes away. It's gonna go away. Oh, darn. The wizard says, they say Jigsaw isn't really a killer, he's a therapist. I mean, I think he's both. A very, very harsh therapist, if you want. He helps people see the light by showing them death, and ultimately it's their choice to survive or not. And I do think that is a solid point. Though, of course, like I said, he does place people into some very ethically problematic situations. There's the whole Milgram experiment type of ethical conundrum of what is the moral responsibility and the moral culpability of causing someone else to placing someone else into a situation where you know that they will act unethically, or they're extremely likely to act unethically. You're essentially scandalizing someone. You're providing someone a near occasion of sin, if you want to think of it that way. Oh, Imsimp is also playing the game too, and on the Tower of the Gods. Nice, nice. Awesome. Yeah, this temple is really, really well designed. It's very cool. It's pretty complex too. And the atmosphere is just choice. I mean, okay, that's the other thing. Yeah, all of his victims are people who have done bad things. Sure, but I'm reminded of the whole Gandalf line, right? Who are we to deal out death and judgment? Who am I to perceive all things? Do we? Maybe he does deserve to die, but maybe he does deserve death. Or are you the one to give it to him? That whole. I think I got the whole thing. I think that was verbatim, but it was at least close. Imp says, I literally had a nightmare last night about a new Saw movie that was a prequel, where young John Kramer gets eaten by a dinosaur on the freeway after a car crash. Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty intense. Ah, I see what I need to do. Okay. There's a woman that survives one of his traps. And when she does, she would say that she worked, say that it worked, and she started to appreciate life more. I mean, yes. Any close experience with death like that, it will almost inevitably lead to a greater appreciation of life. Like, can I just shoot them when they're, you know... No. Great. Glad I figured that out. Oh, where do you upgrade the magic meter? It's one of the fairy islands. I can't open my sea chart. Oh, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. No, okay, no, I can't. I can't open the sea chart from here, apparently. I think it's the southern fairy island. Oh, no, it's the northern fairy island. It's the one right near Outset. Or not out near Outset, near Windfall, I think it was. Yeah, the upgraded magic meter is not as helpful for this one as it is for the wind one, the wind temple, whatever it is, I forget what it's called, and the Forest Haven. Hey, look, it stopped permanently. Nice. You just walk in. The magic meter upgrade is one you just walk into. You just go into the fairy fountain. I think you might need bombs to clear the front of it, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's one of the easiest ones. Oh, great. Hey. Fine, I'll do it the stupid way with the arrows. Okay. I don't want to waste arrows. That's all, you know? Huh. Okay. What I need is the grappling hook for the birdie boys. I need that. Nice. Can't believe it got that. I do not have the colored Picto box. I completely forget where to get it to. And it's gonna bother me. Oops. Nice. This is the GameCube version. I'm not playing on GameCube. This is an emulated version. Ah, jeez. Oh, hey, boss. Really? That's sudden. I need you. Yeah, I'm playing on the original GameCube version, but I'm not actually playing on the GameCube. So. I don't have a... I think I have my GameCube around, and I have the game, but I don't have a capture card for the GameCube. So, yeah. GameCube on a nice HD TV. Wow, I mean, that seems This is one of those that I had forgotten how incredibly square the resolution on some of the GameCube games is. It's almost odd. It's a very square resolution game. Oh yeah, I love the boss theme here. It's one of my favorite boss themes. You have done well to find your way to this place. O chosen one. Accept this final challenge. It is honestly a really common Nintendo type boss. Floating face and hands. It's Andross, it's Bongo Bongo, it's this. A few other times. This is a really common sort of Nintendo boss, you know? Hold on. I need put those there. Where's the other one? There you are. Nice. Oh, how did it still get me? Absolute nonsense. I am gonna run out of arrows before this fight's over. Oh, jeez. Really? Horrible. Okay, I need more arrows. I don't know where to get them. There's got to be a supply around here somewhere, right? I have one arrow left. That's it. Oh, it snorted some out. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, that's 10. That's not enough. Oh, jeez. Okay. I don't need to shoot the hands. I didn't realize I didn't need to shoot I didn't need to shoot the hands. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it's very much like Bongo Bongo. Oh, chosen one. I've missed a line, sorry. What will now come to pass is tied to your fate, to the path that you have chosen. Go forward with caution. Yay! Oh yeah, it does remind me of Disney Atlantis. You're right. Like, a lot of the ancient Hylian designs from most of the Zelda games, it's really similar to how at least the sort of aesthetic of Atlantis. I've played neither Breath of the Wild nor Tears of the Kingdom. I don't have a Switch, at least not yet. I might get one for the family. Honestly, it really will be mostly for the kids. I say that, and I know that's usually a lie, but I'm actually serious. I hope I'm serious. But I might get them. I might get them eventually. I don't know. From what I have seen, though, they depart a lot from the sort of standard Zelda formula. Um, more so than I think I like. Favorite Zelda game might be Twilight Princess. Um, yeah, might be Twilight Princess. Um, I think it is. It's probably the richest in terms of story. My only real criticism would be that it's too long, and that's a good criticism to have for a game. Yeah, those are my top three, and those should be everyone's top three. Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, and Ocarina. Um, I tend to think that Majora's Mask edges out Ocarina a little bit, but only a little bit. Um, the Zelda game is over. Does the legend is the legend over? Did the legend continue? It is. So I tend to look at it as one grand. It's hmm, it's one legend that echoes through time. Let's put it that way, because it's not exactly one story, right? It's not like there is one contiguous storyline that goes through all of the games. Because, like, yes, fine, I have Hyrule's Historia; it's over there somewhere. Um, but even with that, it's not like it just goes through in like a nice, careful thread. Even there, it splits and loops around on itself, and it's all kinds of nonsense. But beyond that, it's especially from what we learned from Skyward Sword, it's this continuous echoing throughout history of the same tale of power rising, of an excess of power rising, um, being uncontained by wisdom, and having to be reconstrained by courage, by the courageous one. It's this eternal balance of the Triforce, which I really like. I love that as a theme. It reminds me a great deal of it's a very Eastern, almost Taoist type of seeking for balance. But I really do like it. I do think that it's not like one contiguous story. It's the same legend that echoes over and over throughout time. The exception to this is probably Majora's Mask, which is its own completely bizarre side thing, and it's also the only now one of two. Now it's one of two direct sequels with the same link. There have only been two of those. Oh, no, that's not true. I always forget. I always forget about what was the other boat one, the direct sequel to this one, with Linebeck, and then Spirit Tracks. That formed a really weird little trilogy. Yeah, it focuses more on exploring an adventure. I mean, yes, fair. I get that. I appreciate that. But also, I like the Zelda formula of you need this item to get to this thing. Your progression is item based in every Zelda game up until Breath of the Wild. It's specific item based. So without that, it's not quite the same, or it doesn't feel quite like the same thing. You know? Oh yeah, okay, no, you're right. Yeah, that's fair. Link's Awakening and the Oracle games. Wait, are they really? I didn't realize the Oracle games was the same one. I knew Link's Awakening and Link to the Past was the same. I did not realize the Oracle games was the same Link. Interesting. Huh. Hmm. I will add that I will always have a soft spot for Minish Cap. It's definitely my favorite handheld Zelda game, by far. And I will always really, really like it. It's great. It had the nicest aesthetic too. I love the Picori, everything about the Picori. I absolutely love. All right, let's get out of here. I think it's an upside down parallel world. It's a everything about it is a symbolic inversion. It's not it's not specifically dreamlike in a way that you would expect. Um, it's Ocarina turned on its head, which tracks with the whole you walk through the corridor as it spins thing. I always love that too. I always love that aesthetic. Okay, now what? Oh, it's a okay. I see. Termina is another country adjacent, like Canada. I I like that, if only for the implication that Canada is America's Termina. I I love that. I think of it as more like a I guess you can call it parallel, but another mystically separate realm. Yeah, not like Link's Awakening. It's not a dream. It's not you're not in the Windfish kind of thing. It's not that. It would seem the gods have acknowledged you to be the true hero. But this does not mean your trials have ended here. Once you take your first step into the world beyond the ring of light, you see shimmering in the waves before you. Your true trial will begin. Are you ready, Link? I still just like the idea that Termina is Canada. Imsim says, people try and explain why the people look the same, and the real answer is intended to reuse assets from Ocarina to save time and money. I love the voice you gave the King Thread lines. Yeah, I try and do at least some voices, or at least inflections, if not voices. I will also say, though, that the Zelda games that I've been doing relatively recently have been the only games so far that I've streamed on this channel that are not fully voiced. So I've been doing a lot of reading that I haven't been before. Um, so I like it. I like it. I like love this. I like not fully voiced games. The text-based games is actually I actually kind of think it's I think it's more immersive because you sort of it draws your imagination into it a lot more because you're having to put your own voices to things, even if it's only in your head. Yeah. So I played one of the Oracle games. I think it was Ages. I don't remember which. It was one of those things that I rented it from Blockbuster and I renewed it until I beat it, kind of thing. But I didn't wind up playing the other one. I'm yeah. So I only played one of them. Yes, he's also the hero's shade. The hero of time from Ocarina is also the hero shade in Twilight Princess. Unfortunately, there is not enough time for me to explain it to you now. I missed a line, sorry. Once you are able to strike down Ganon with the item you obtain in this castle, all will be made clear to you. Trust in my words. See what awaits you in the castle. I'm in color. There aren't many secrets here, honestly. There are a lot fewer secrets here than I would like there to be. There's a bunch of stuff, but I do need arrows. I definitely need arrows for the upcoming fights. There we go. Pull up. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, it kind of Gimli. I'm doing a little bit of Patrick Stewart in there. I'm just going for gravitas, you know? Gimli has a lot of gravitas. Many things are looking familiar. Very spooky. Hey, all right, Link. You need to listen to me for a moment. The item you seek is hidden somewhere in this castle. To find it, you must find the entrance to the basement. But that entrance has been blocked by a mighty threshold, firmly sealed to prevent evil from ever gaining access. Oh, you've yet to finish Link Between Worlds? It was good. It was fun. It was really fun. I really liked the 2D 3D mechanic, and I liked most of the magic items you get. Um, and even though the weird little magic item rental service thing was kind of cool. I don't remember honestly. I don't remember all that much of the story. Not nearly as much as I do for a lot of the other, even little Zelda games. Do you know where to search and what you must do to open the hidden way? You will find a clue in the shape of the herald near where we arrived at the castle. The magic meter upgrade. I think it was northern Fairy Island. At least I think. Now I could now don't necessarily quote me on that. I could be wrong. What's this? I want to go explore Hyrule. I can't. Amazing. Can't believe they designed all of this. I can't tell if it's a 2D texture or if this is actually rendered. It looks like it's actually rendered, which is nuts if so. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Ah, okay. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? Oh. This is one of the more brute forceable puzzles. Oh, yeah, there is a glitch to get past the barrier. I think I did it once. I think I actually managed to do it once. Yours has the best ending of any Zelda game for you, really? Huh. I will say to I've listened to all of uh Breath of the Wild soundtrack and a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. You're right. The soundtracks are excellent. Then again, Legend of Zelda always has good soundtracks. The music in Zelda games is always top notch, even back to the 8-bit days. Excellent, Link. To perceive such a puzzle and decipher it is no small feat. Okay, if you say so. If you say so. If you say so. Now, take the sword that lies before you. It is none other than the Master Sword, the blade of evil's bane. It is the only sword that can banish Ganon from the world above. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the overworld being ambient. Yeah, that's interesting too. Which I actually kind of like that for immersion stuff. With music that does show up as absolute perfection. Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I haven't listened to it in context, but even stripped of all context, great, great tracks. Oh yeah, you wonder why the guard was different from Ocarina, and why the guard is different from that statue. Hmm. The guard in that statue, you'll notice that's the Ocarina one. That actually looks proper. I mean, it's still the stylized cartoon version, but it looks correct. Oh, we even get the music. Oh, this is gonna be a fun fight. Oh boy. Yeah, Tetra. Well, not Tetra and the Pirates exactly. It's not because it's not technically. But yes, I actually really like that. I like the new sword, and I also really like that. Like the Gilded Sword, it's a reach upgrade for Young Link. The Gilded Sword is still my absolute favorite Zelda weapon. Yeah, it's a great reach advantage. But yeah, the Gilded Sword is absolutely my favorite weapon in the entire Legend of Zelda franchise. Absolutely gorgeous. I just love leaf blades so much. Oh, you were wondering where the hell Zelda is? Yeah, yeah, it's a mystery, isn't it? It's a good mystery. It's one of those things that is nicely hinted at, but not, but it's not explicit until like way late. It shows up. That only gets revealed like right near the end, right? Oh, hi. Ah, jeez. Come here, helmet. Oh my god. Oh, nice. Ah, really? Okay. Nice. All right. Jeez, I forgot they could even use other weapons. Ugh. All right. You'll have to pardon me if I'm not paying too much attention for the moment. All right. Remember playing Ocarina. I used to call the Master Sword the Big Sword. I remember when seeing the manual of Majora had a screenshot of the Gilded Sword saying, wow, oh yeah, it's so good. Oh, it's such a nice design. Gorgeous, too. The blade is way too fat. It's too. It's not too wide. It's too fat. But that's a problem of rendering more than it is of design. Yeah. I love the scene of Link pulling the Master Sword, swinging it in Wind Waker, with the Hero Sword still on his back. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a shame you throw the Hero Shield away. Yeah, true. I assume, yeah, he just like it's same as the Hero's Sword. He just kind of leaves it. Oh yeah, another favorite thing of mine from guess it was Twilight Princess onward, right? The little flourish when you put the sword away. Oh, great. Also, yeah, you're right. Where did he get the sheath for the Master Sword? I don't know. Scabbard, technically, I guess. There's a secret compartment in the base of the pedestal, obviously. Actually, wait, can you keep it? No, you don't keep it. No, but you could. What? Ah, come on. Really? Jesus. Ow. I love that enemies get invincibility frames when they're downed. I kind of hate that. I kind of love it. I kind of hate it. I don't know. It's really mixed. Like it makes the combat a little bit more balanced and fair. But also, man, it feels bad to just have to wait there for the bad guy to stand back up, you know? Alright, see you later, Shadow Wizard. Thanks for stopping in. See you next time. Sim says, the Gilded Sword and the Hero Shield and Majora's Mask combo was hard. Yeah, absolutely. Had an artist make a t-shirt with him wielding the two. The original artwork never showed the Gilded Sword. Sadly, so I had to make my own. Really? Really? I could have sworn it was somewhere. Even if it was just like in the manual or something? Huh. That's a damn shame, too, because it's so good. It's such a nice design. Didn't let him sell too many before they had to take it down. Damn. Yeah, that's always unfortunate. Nintendo's always really, really nasty about like, copyright stuff. You know, that's disappointing. Thankfully, they've loosened up about even this stuff. You know, there was a while when people couldn't even live stream Nintendo games. Nintendo was really, really harsh about they were like copy striking on YouTube, even gameplay, which is very obviously fair use, but it's obviously protected. But you know, is YouTube really going to defend a creator against a corporation like Nintendo? No. It hit him, I guess. Ah, really? Just get your sword or whatever, all right? It's like parry you. There. God. Oh, right around when Majora's Mask 3D came out. Yeah, nice. Yeah, there was a lot of hype. There was a lot of hype. It was, I once again, I think that the 3DS versions of both of them were vastly superior, except for a couple of things. Like there were a couple of minor little things that were downgrades, and it was like the Zora swimming in Majora's Mask. That's something I was actually talking about when I was playing it. The Zora swimming was so much better in the original, the original N64 version. But everything else was such a step up that it was absolutely worth it to have one thing that was somewhat inferior. Give me your Knight's Crest, please. You still up? No. That's it. The swimming was amazing on the N64 version. And technically on the GameCube version, because there was a GameCube release on a collector's edition disc with the original Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, Ocarina, Majora's Mask, and a Wind Waker demo. And I tell you what, it was a very, very true conversion of the N64 version. Ow. Come on, man. I killed your dudes. Hey, there we go. I can get out now. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, that one. That's the one you're talking about. That looks very familiar. Sim says I just rebought that collector's edition. Had the GameCube bundle as a kid, and that's what got me into Zelda. Sadly, 5-year-olds don't take too good care of stuff when GameCube's gone. Yeah, man. Tell you what, that's... Yeah, I feel that. My GameCube actually still works somehow. I was not 5 when I had it. I think I was probably around 5 when I got the N64. And I still have it. It's at my parents' house. So, kind of have it. And it's still in okay shape. It still works as far as I know. Now I can't necessarily say the same for a lot of my old games. They don't all work perfectly well. So my original copy was scratched beyond saving. Damn, I hate that. I hate when I did get a silver one after that. We still have the created the original Indigo. Got a perfect crib on eBay. Snatched it beyond stoked. Awesome. Like I said, I've been satisfied enough at least with the emulated versions that I'm playing, because I'm playing this on PC, right? Because that's how all of my rig is set up. Right? I have a decent enough gaming PC. I've got my OBS set up. I don't have to worry about a capture card or whatever. I've got a gamepad that is versatile enough that it'll play GameCube and N64 games just fine, as well as it'll play some Wii games, just not that well. I will say, if I go on to play Twilight Princess next, which I am thinking about because I do love it, I have the emulated GameCube version already, but it's the GameCube version. And the graphical downgrades are really significant. I'm thinking I might see if I can find a Wii U emulator for it. I don't know if I'll be able to, but maybe good. Because the Wii U version, the re-release version, was substantially better as well. It lacked a lot of the motion controls. By that I mean all the motion controls, but the motion controls in Twilight Princess were an afterthought anyway. They were great in Skyward Sword, but that's a different story. Sim says, in third grade, my teacher let us bring games since Fridays were fun Fridays, and I had a GameCube. Sadly, these bullies used to steal the games and discs and snacks. That sucks. I on very rare occasion brought game systems and stuff. Usually near the end of the school year, you know? And you can do fun stuff. A few years ago, I saw one of them working a dead-end fast food job. Since I went to college and became a teacher myself, the irony. Yeah, well, you know. Some people peak in high school, you know? At long last, our preparations are complete. You must return to me, so that we can return by the same path that brought us here. The time has come to save your sister from her prison in the Forsaken Fortress. Hurry, Link! We're not doing that tonight. No, we're not. We're not doing that tonight. We have 20 minutes. Excuse me, before I gotta get out of here. So, we're not doing that tonight. I'm gonna sail around a bit. Unlock some more of the map. Nothing else. I'll say as well. So okay, so something else I wanted to talk about is I've had a recent series starting, and by that I mean I have one video published. I am in fact an East Coaster. I'm not gonna say bedtime because I'm probably gonna do some wrap up stuff afterwards, but shortly afterwards. Let's go north and just do that whole little up there. Yeah, I live in Florida, so yeah, very much so. Very much East Coaster. But yeah, it's I've got a series going. By that, like I said, by that I mean I have one video and another one that I'm working on editing right now. I hopefully will have it done by the end of the week. On the Star Wars Expanded Universe, which I absolutely love. I still absolutely love the old Expanded Universe. I think that it is still absolutely and without a doubt worth getting into. And then I'll just say, completely ignoring the current Disney canon continuity. And so I'm kind of going through and looking. Yes, exactly, the true canon. Thank you. I'm kind of going through and looking back at certain EU stories, primarily books, but I'll also probably wind up looking at video games as well. There's plenty to talk about. I played KOTOR 1 and 2 on stream a year or two ago. But yeah, it's a series where I'm kind of going through and looking at little bits and pieces of different books and analyzing them philosophically. The one I already have out is on the little prophecy that Jason Solo gets from Lumaya, that he will immortalize his love, which he takes to mean will kill his love so that it will remain eternally immortal in memory, right? So check out the video if you want more on this, but I think I associate that with how we should feel about Star Wars. What Disney did was immortalize our love of Star Wars, of the old canon. They killed it 10 years ago. And so they made it eternal. It can no longer be messed with, broken, injured, hurt. No matter what kind of crap they come up with, it doesn't matter. Because it's not in continuity. They're not even trying to make it in continuity with the Star Wars that we all grew up knowing and loving. Oh, you got to go to the one in Anaheim. Nice. I went to two of the ones that were in Orlando. 5 and 6, I think it was. Both of those. That was great. It was fantastic. That was before the dark times, before Disney. It was phenomenal. That was in like one of the high points of Star Wars fandom around 10 and 11, I think, something like that. Phenomenal. Yeah. Anyway, it's I think that this is a great way we can look at it. And honestly, I look at the decanonization of the EU as a blessing in disguise, because real Star Wars, the one that we've always loved, didn't get defiled by the horror that is modern storytelling. The kind of crap that's happened to every franchise that everyone has ever loved recently. It didn't get to happen to Star Wars. Now it has, technically. They call it Star Wars. But it's very obviously not. It's its own weird little parody thing. And we don't have to worry about it. I don't care what Leslie Headland does in The Acolyte. Who cares? I don't care what she did, what she says about Plagueis. We have the novel. James Luceno did a better job than she ever will, ever could. So who cares? Oh, which Spanish-sounding theme gets harder? Dragon Rouge Island, Gerudo Valley. Gerudo Valley. It's no question. Don't get me wrong. I love Dragon Rouge Island. Gerudo Valley. Absolutely. I just love the flamenco Spanish guitar kind of thing. Just, oh, it's so good. Yeah, I haven't watched it. I have not watched The Acolyte. I've seen some reviews and things, and I've seen clips and stuff, and I think that it is really bad. From what I've seen, what I'll say is it's probably like, in terms of storytelling, it's probably worse than The Last Jedi. But it probably is less insulting than The Last Jedi because of what The Last Jedi did to Luke Skywalker. So take from that what you will. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna continue the series. The one I'm editing right now is about the courtship of Princess Leia. Looking at the EU canon version of the Witches of Dathomir, and looking at the Hapes Consortium, and looking at what Star Wars from 30 years ago has to say about feminism, because that's super topical right now. Speaking of topical things, I'm also probably going to look at my favorite book in the EU, which introduced cortosis. Another thing that's vaguely topical with the Acolyte. That's I, Jedi by Michael Stackpole, who is probably my favorite Star Wars author. He's up there. He's up there with the likes of Timothy Zahn, James Luceno, Aaron Alston. He's way up there. Karen Travis. He's way up there at the top. He's probably number one. Aaron Alston is close. Timothy Zahn is really close, probably a close third. So, yeah, I don't see. That's the thing. Yeah, MSim says I want them to have Thrawn make a second clone army like in the EU. That's the thing. I don't care. I don't give a shit what they do with Thrawn because it'll suck. It won't be any good. Like what they've already done with Thrawn, like in Ahsoka, it has been an embarrassment. It's bad. It's bad. Oh, geez. Concept art with new clone troopers as Din Djarin as the template. Oh, okay. I mean, I can see where they're going there with that, or potentially going with that. Lucky items known as Triumph Forks. Yep. Yeah, talk to Tingle. Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to Tingle. That's fine. Oh yeah, Phase 3 clone troopers from Force Unleashed. Oh yeah, TK troopers from Bad Batch. They do. They look absolutely absurd. There's some stuff I like about the Bad Batch. Like, I like the characters. I really do like the core cast of Bad Batch. In fact, I brought them into my own tabletop RPG set in 14 to 13 BBY. And I'm running tomorrow night, or 2 nights. So yeah, I like some of the characters. Some of the stuff is, yeah. Like you said, the TK troopers, they look absurd. Honestly, the new First Order stormtroopers look terrible as well. They just look bad. I don't like it, and I especially hate that any trooper merchandise that you find anywhere is going to be First Order stormtroopers. Like, you cannot find merch for OG stormtroopers, and you even have a really hard time trying to find merch for clone troopers, which I hate, because a few years ago, bought a big white Dodge Caravan, and I wanted to deco it up as either like a clone trooper helmet on the front, or like the Republic gunship, either a default paint job or the one with the big face on it, which probably not. My wife would never let that fly. Or at the very least, have some like clone trooper kind of decals on it, or even just like an antenna ball, like a clone trooper head antenna ball. But they don't make any clone trooper stuff anymore. You can't buy it except secondhand, and like if you buy it secondhand, it's lower quality and tons of money. Like, I hate it. Yeah. Like, it bugs me, because I think that this is actually something that Disney is doing really on purpose, is that they're kind of winnowing away old merch, because they don't make as much money from it as they do from merch for their stuff, because they would have to pay royalties to Lucas and to original authors and things, which, man, just dirty. Yes, okay, that's fair. I'll agree with you. Imsim says, I love Death Troopers, Shore Troopers, Imperial Super Commandos, and Mando. The Super Commandos, maybe. The Mandalorian armor, the Beskar ones, I don't really dig that too much. The design is kind of flat. It basically looks like a live-action version of the Mandalorian Stormtroopers from Rebels, which was never a great design choice anyway. But I will absolutely agree with you with Death Troopers and Shore Troopers. I'll agree with you on that. The elongated masks of the Death Troopers, nice. That's a nice little touch. Word is they hold an auction every night over on Windfall Island. Every night the people gather in the Hall of Wealth to amuse themselves by spending a lot of money. Ah, the rich. Auctions may be a race to see who can bid the highest, but I'll let you in on a little secret. The key to winning an auction is to be both patient and bold. I'm serious, Rye. From what I hear, they get some great things on that auction block, too. Like heart-shaped stuff. Ooh, among other things. Maybe that's just a rumor. You should try it out, small fry. You might just like it. Imsim says, my profile picture is a commission of an early clone Imperial Shock Trooper. My username is, means I sit for all things Imperial. That actually makes sense now. I get it. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. I remember when Ian McDermott, saw Ian McDermott at Star Celebration. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Shouted long live the Emperor as he came out to sign autographs. Awesome. Very cool. Very, very cool. Let's head back to this island, see what we can get. I guess we'll tack. I don't know if I can blow this up, but I'm gonna try it. Yay! Now, what is this? What am I about to get here? A little fairy. Young Waker of the Winds, allow me to aid you in your quest. What I missed most, Imsim says, was the Fell Empire. I missed the Imperial Knights. That was the Crimson Armor White Sabers. They had a really good look. 99 bombs! Oh my god. Dude! Alright, sweet. Yeah, no, the Imperial Knights were really cool. Aesthetically, at least. And I think that they were an interesting concept as well. Okay, so for one, I despise the entire concept of Grey Jedi. But at the same time, I also absolutely adore Green Jedi. Right, Green Jedi are my favorite Force-sensitive faction in Star Wars. Corellian Jedi, that is. And I think part of what sets them apart is very similar to what sets apart the Imperial Knights. So, the Imperial Knights are... Ooh, hello. The Imperial Knights are... They are Greysiders, so to speak, insofar as they do not commit themselves to the light side of the Force, but also they don't fall to the dark side. And I would posit that the reason for that is that they are, first and foremost, or at least primarily, dedicated to something higher than themselves, even if that something is not the light side of the Force. They are, they're paladins, but they're paladins of the crown, of the Empire, rather than paladins of divine justice or what have you. So I think that works. I think that's a really interesting theme to explore, if you will. Yeah, I always liked that about the Imperial Knights. I never really got into the Legacy comics, mostly because I didn't like Cade Skywalker as a main character. I didn't like him very much. And I was never a big comic reader until relatively recently. But I like a lot of the concepts from that era. Now I'll say too. Now one of so probably the next video on the docket for my Star Wars series, if I don't get to iJedi like immediately, which I might just skip ahead and do iJedi. Actually, I'll probably do iJedi first, and then I'll come back to the one I was thinking of, because it's having to do with I'm rereading right now Legacy of the Force. I just finished the first Legacy of the Force book, Betrayal, and it's the one where Jason Solo falls to the dark side before he formally becomes Darth Caedus. And there's a fascinating little thing where the reason he kills Nalani, his old friend, and the fellow Jedi, the reason he kills her is because she finds out that he is being tempted to the dark side, and that he sort of looks into possible futures, and he looks into every possibility he can find. Looks into every possibility he can find, and in every case, if she lives, it winds up where he is in a direct confrontation. Choo-choos, not the sound it makes when you kiss somebody. He winds up in a direct confrontation with Luke Skywalker, and in every case of whatever possible future it is, he kills Luke Skywalker. And so, his justification for this is that in order not to kill Luke Skywalker, because he doesn't want to kill Luke, so that Luke doesn't die, he kind of justifies this as saving Luke's life, he kills Nalani. Now, this is fascinating, and they actually wind up exploring this a bit later, but not directly, because they explore this in Fate of the Jedi, the next series, when Luke and Ben are off on their gallivant around the world, or in the galaxy, I should say. What's this? Oh, East American. But yeah, they explore this a little bit, and it's Jason's over-reliance, or almost enslavement to fate. There's this idea that, yeah, you can look into the future and you can see your own future. Right, so your own future says that you will kill Luke Skywalker. There was an option there. There was a way of avoiding this that did not involve killing Nalani. And it's just not killing Luke Skywalker. Right, because yeah, he sees in the future. It's not like he sees someone killing Luke. He sees himself doing it. Which is something that he gets to choose whether to do or not. But he forgets this. He does not think of that as even a possibility because he doesn't see it. Because that isn't the mindset he's in. He is thinking, this is the future. And if this is what the future says, then it's what I must do. He's essentially enslaving himself to this vision that he has of the future. Which, dude, it's fascinating that something like this is that this is kind of how this works, because he is how do I put this? He sees himself as this phenomenally free I mean, ultimately Sith. Not yet. He's not Sith yet, but he sees himself as ultimately free, because he's free of the strictures of the Jedi, and he's also free of power over him and all kinds of things, right? But at the same time, he winds up being such a complete slave to fate that he even sees and decides upon. Right? That he can't even envision himself making a decision. And keeping in mind, of course, this is a decision that he knows he does not want to make. He does not want to kill Luke. He absolutely doesn't want to do that. But he sees no way of avoiding it. Even though he could, of course, just not do it. Yeah, it's fascinating. It's one of those things where you watch him basically enslave himself. Anyway, that's going to be one of my videos, and I'll probably wait on it until I've read a bit more. I've reread, I guess, a bit more of the Legacy of the Force series, and maybe even once I get into Fate of the Jedi, once I get to the point where Luke and Ben kind of have their conversation about that, and discover a little more about it when they meet with the Felinasi, or no, not the Felinasi, the Ang-T. The Ang-T. Because they went flow walking from the Ang-T. What's this? Fascinating. Don't be rupees, be a treasure chart. It's rupees, damn it. Okay. Ow. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. We're doing a cool little explore in here. We'll probably call it a night after this, honestly. But yeah, it's really cool. It is a very cool series of books. And like I said, I'm probably gonna have, like I promised, a few videos on. Oh, geez, hello. Any more? Thought I saw at least one more. Maybe not. I guess not. But like I said, I'm probably going to do at least a couple more videos on iJedi. Or not a couple more, a couple of videos on iJedi first. Because it is really good. It is probably my favorite EU novel. And aside from being my favorite EU novel, it's like the origin of Cortosis. There's a bunch of really cool thematic stuff about it. So it's really good. So what I'm basically waiting for that one is I'm waiting for my copy to come in the mail because I never owned it. I only recently read an audiobook version of it. I think I must have borrowed or rented or something. Because I remember I don't even think I read the whole thing originally when I was reading through that era. But it's very good. It is, like I said, probably my favorite Star Wars novel. There's more? This is ridiculous. Oh, what other game series do I love playing? Oh, God. The Mass Effect trilogy, and even Andromeda was probably one of my favorites. In terms of other series, I tend to love Star Wars games just because I love the universe. I don't know if that's a series. It's probably not really. Dragon Age. I've played through the Dragon Age trilogy as it stands on the channel. I'll probably have to play Veilguard. I don't know. I'm a little bit skeptical of Veilguard as it stands, which is coming up. Honestly, if you just look through my various playlists of the different games I've streamed, I've played a lot of my favorites on here, so it'll give you a good idea of what I'm into. So, Imsimp, before I go, you said a really good point about the Imperial Knights, about the Fel Empire. It says, I love the idea of a benevolent empire. I think democracy is too prone to corruption in the Star Wars universe, in general, just is. This is why Dooku turned. Sadly, greed and corruption seep in. And one can manipulate the people to vote for people and policies against their self-interest. Yeah, of course you can. I actually have another video on that, too. It's another Star Wars-related video you might want to check out. It's on that one episode of The Mandalorian with Jack Black and Lizzo, but it has nothing to do with Jack Black or Lizzo. It has more to do with Doc Brown, or whatever his character was named, the separatist guy. And looking at it in terms of public choice theory. And if you're interested in critiques of democracy found in Star Wars, check that out. I'll link it in the description of the video as well. Definitely check it out. I think you'll like it. Yeah, there's also I also do tons of Catholic stuff because I am also Catholic, and I teach philosophy of religion a good bit. Right now, I'm not teaching philosophy of religion. I'm teaching ethics, or at least I'm getting ready to. Teaching ethics again in the fall. Um, and so a lot of my more recent videos are stuff for the classes. Honestly, this I will say this channel, if you're not familiar, and allow this to be a sort of introduction to those of you who are not familiar. This channel is first and foremost where I put my class lectures. So if you want to follow along with my classes, this is where you'll find it. Um, as far as the gaming streams, I started doing this during lockdowns because my friends and I were just bored to tears because everyone in the world was bored to tears. And so I just started. I just thought, hey, you know what? I'm gonna start playing some video games and talking about philosophy and talk about whatever comes up having to do with them. Talk about some current event things, and I started with Mass Effect and Red Dead Redemption 2, and I just kind of went on from there. And I've still been doing it because I just really enjoy it, and it's a great like virtual office hours, but with the internet. Anyway, that's all I got for tonight. It's midnight here, so I'm gonna call it there. Also, oh, it is midnight. Guess what? It's my birthday. I'm old now, so happy birthday, me. Thanks for joining me. I'll see everybody next time. I should be back to normal on Tuesdays going forward once again. So hopefully I'll see you then. And otherwise, thanks for joining me. Remember, don't be safe. Be well. More importantly, be good. Good night.